where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm all in now. Lost my mind to these guppies and purple now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm all in now. Lost my mind to these guppies and purple now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm all in now. Lost my mind to these guppies and purple now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry away. Oh, I'ma cry away. Oh, I'ma cry away. I've cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back with another Sold Out Live, another Sold Out podcast on this Saturday, man. Y'all smash that like button, sub up to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't done so already, of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional try-on hauls, and y'all know we got Music Monday, but today is Saturday, where it is officially sold out, man. So definitely smash that like button, sub up to the channel as y'all come in and out. Y'all know what it is, man. Pretty much, we're going to be talking sneaker talks. Sign up for that sold out Discord. Link should be pinned at the top of the comment section where it is free to sign up. Where, of course, we continue the sneaker talk, but we got a food section, a sports section, you name it. And I'm not mistaken, we have the Knicks playing tonight. Pretty much, we'll see how it goes, man. Y'all know I've been trying to hold them down, but I think the Pacers are definitely giving them a hard time. So we're going to see how that goes as well if you guys have been keeping up with the NBA playoffs. But other than that, man, let's just dive right in because, I'll only be on this joint for like an hour. So tonight's topic, man. Foot Locker opens 9 new stores and closes 56. Keep in mind, if I'm not mistaken, we have reported that Dick's Sporting Goods have also bought out the Foot Locker chain. So we're going to see if this is a part of the plan or a part of the new changes of what to come, or even if this was going to be done before Dick's Sporting Goods decided to, up and buy them, right? Okay. And they're like, we got a Nike chief executive or chief innovation officer exit. So pretty much we'll be talking about that as well. And they're like, Adidas was under a cyber attack, right? Okay. So pretty much you got to be careful with your information when it comes to that. But then again, no disrespect. Obviously, Adidas is still making money and they're $1 billion company. Granted, I haven't bought an Adidas since that whole Kanye situation, if I'm going to keep it real. But that doesn't just mean because I was over there buying Ye product, doesn't mean other people wasn't over there buying Adidas products. I know for a fact a lot of people was going crazy for the Sambas. So again, either way, that's going to be very, very interesting, right? Okay. So again, y'all let me know if audio and visual is okay, and then we'll pretty much dive right into the live. And then pretty much I'll be sharing my screen here in just a second. As far as upcoming sneaker releases, we'll talk that towards the end of the live, and then I will be doing the top anticipated upcoming sneaker releases for June tomorrow, because that should be on the 1st, should be tomorrow if I'm not mistaken, if I'm keeping up my dates. Sometimes I be all over the place, y'all. I'm gonna keep it 100. And then today, what do we have today? Let me check the sneakers app. I know we had the Rare Air 3s that just recently dropped yesterday. Y'all know I picked those guys up, but then we had a few other pretty much drops today too that I feel like maybe people wasn't going crazy for, but we did have those Nike SB Dunks, the Pro Bs. Those dropped. Looks like they sold out. We had the Jordan 1 Rubies. Those are still available, which I'm not surprised, right? Okay, and I'm gonna leave it right there on those, but they're not a bad shoe. They keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? So very interesting. And then we'll see what else they have like in stock. I'm checking that section real quick. Look like, to be honest, the Rare Airs are still sitting too. No disrespect to that. And then we also have those Volt, like those Black and Volt foam posit. Those are still available on the sneakers app. Cement 4s are still available in big kids and little kids, and then of course the Mellows are still available too. So I mean, to be honest, if you were just now coming into the sneaker game, just now starting out, it wasn't always like this. You know what I'm saying? So right now it's kind of one of those, you can kind of pick your poison. Also, I know we had those Diamond Turfs Ravens drop. It was like a black and purple joint. They're not bad. I actually saw those at DTLR yesterday when I was doing the pickup vlog, and a lot of people was pulling up for those more than the pretty much Rare Airs. It was kind of a mixture of both. You know what I mean? So to be honest, and they don't look bad. I'm not gonna lie. They actually tempted me, so I'm gonna leave it right there. But let's see what we got in the chat, and then we'll dive right into the nice topics. And then like I said, we'll only be on this joint for an hour. We'll talk upcoming sneaker releases like the last 5 minutes. Let's see. No Hype says salute. What up, No Hype? Long Beach Joe Jets in the building says salutes and respect to Polo in the chat. What up, Long Beach? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Let's see. Divine says, what's good, Polo in the chat. What up, Divine? What up? What up? Long Beach says, open 9 stores and then close 56 stores. Damn, I know the math ain't mathing, right? You know what I'm saying? Am I tripping? But the math ain't mapping. It's not mathing, dog. But I mean, at the end of the day, if the stores are not performing, then I get it. You know what I'm saying? They're going to probably, if I had to guess, those 56 store stock is probably going to be spread out through the other stores that they're going to probably open and use that. You know what I'm saying? Or in the meantime, probably like spread it to other stores that are making more sales. Because let's just keep it 100. The area too can affect the sales. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to keep it real. Like some areas people may not buy, you know, Jordans or what have you from Foot Locker. Some people may, like where I'm from, you know, we didn't really have a Foot Locker. We had a Hibbett Sports, which we still do. But we had like, you know, other stores there locally that more of the kids that I grew up around, they shop from there. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, again, it's all preference. And I will say the neighborhood, no disrespect to anybody, can be the effect of sales sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Where we at? Divine Photo says, I saw the Jumpman Jack Bright Cactus sitting at Kith. I did see that you posted that in the Discord. Appreciate that, homie. I'm not surprised, to be real, right? The Jumpman Jacks, no disrespect. I haven't had a pair in hand, but they haven't really wowed me, if I'm going to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's preference at the end of the day. Just because I don't buy a sneaker or I'm not too crazy about a sneaker don't mean it's not dope. I want to throw that out there. You know, I know some people would like them, and it is what it is. And at the end of the day, Travis Scott definitely has a nice size fan base where his product is going to really move probably regardless. You know what I mean? Even on the slow days, it's still going to probably move. You know? Where we at real quick, Long Beach says audio and visuals are good. Appreciate that, Long Beach Joe Jets. And let's see, Divine Photo says, the Rare Air 3 hit differently. Trust me, people going to look back and wish they copped. They definitely do. Putting them on feet and doing it on feet and trying them on for the first times, man, them joints was super comfortable too. And also those laces on the joint when you do the swap out, which I didn't know ironically until you told me. I was gonna figure it out obviously whenever I did my unboxing and review, but I didn't know they came with an extra set of laces. But those laces that are like cell laces, they're also kind of like quote unquote like vintage / dirty looking already. I mean, you probably can't tell up on the camera, and it doesn't look dirty like disgusting, but it looks like one of those you could tell they did it on purpose. And that the shoestring lace swap, it actually makes the shoe hit that much harder in my opinion. Right, okay, so I was gonna do the typical leave one black lace in and do the other one with the cell dirty joint, but honestly, once I put that one cell in, I was like, nah, you gotta put them on both, homie. So yeah, they're nice, and you're probably right. That's going to be that shoe where people are going to be like, damn, I wish I would have copped the joint. Wouldn't be surprised to see that go up over time. Because right now, they're going below on the resale market, right? But I have a feeling that's usually happens when a shoe comes out. They dip a little bit and then go back up. I wouldn't be surprised to see these go back up, like, literally a little bit more over time. So, Devon says, it's a good thing they are sitting. A shoe sitting doesn't mean it's a brick. Exactly. You know, to be honest, whoever started that term of like, yo, it's a brick, this, that, and the third, to be honest, I'm willing to bet those people aren't really like into sneakers for real. You know, they're into the hype stuff. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to them, and that's fine. You know what I mean? I don't want to sound like I'm hating on a hype beast or anything like that, but I look at people who are sneakerheads and who are really into sneakers and are buying the sneakers to rock the sneakers are different from the people who's buying it because that's the popular shoe or that's the it shoe. To me, that falls more in the hype beast category because they want it because it's sought after, because it's a one, popular item, and two, in or quote unquote limited. You know, me, I like being able to pull up and just get my sneakers and then, you know, they still dope. You know what I'm saying? They can make how many ever pairs. That don't make or break my decision of whether I want a sneaker or not if the shoe is not selling fast. If anything, it just adds more pressure and stress to me trying to cop the sneaker, right? Like I remember we could take it all the way back to the Air Jordan 5 Reimagines. I feel like a lot of us thought that shoe was gonna, you know, sit and not sell out as fast, but we were wrong. That shoe was moving. Yeah, that was a tough cop. I want to say honestly that was one of the most tough cops of the year so far. Like unexpected tough cops too, right? I want to say that, and we ain't seen that shoe restocker do anything. You know, that shoe just move and it hit different. Lone B says, I'm not shocked the rare airs didn't fly off the shelf. They're not must-haves for most, and people pockets are hurting right now. Most definitely. They definitely dropped them probably in the most. I feel like they should have waited just a little bit longer, maybe to build up the anticipation. But then again, I know that these shoes were already going below retail before they even came out too. So you got to keep that in mind, right? Not saying that makes or break the shoe, but that also was a factor to play into it too. So whenever they dropped, it didn't do nothing but make them dip even further, you know. But again, I have a feeling they're gonna go up over time. But I also see where you're coming from, because financially in this day's economy, things are tight. Trust me, right? Okay, I had to make some decisions too, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially whenever they're dropping them at a time where it's the beginning of the month. What's usually do? Bills. Bills. You know what I'm saying? Like Destiny Child up here. Can't pay my bills. But you don't want to be in a situation where you're making a decision over paying your bills over your sneakers. Because if you know smart, you should be, all right, cool, I'm going to pay my bills. And that they'll catch the sneakers a little bit later. Some people are doing that right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. Long Beach says, that's Travis Scott crap has lost its luster. The wave is not as strong as it once was. You know, to put it nicely. Is it still a dope shoe? Yes. But I, for one, was saying for the longest, Travis collabs with Jordan Brand versus him having his own sneaker with Jordan Brand and Nike is kind of different. You know what I'm saying? Nike SB Travis, that's a collab. Air Force One Travis, that's technically a collab. You know, this shoe, this Jumpman Jack, is its own thing. This Jumpman Jack is his thing. You know what I mean? So, again, I always anticipated that shoe wasn't going to do compared to what the Jordan 1 Travis Scott will do. And those lows, the reason they made so many, because they really took off and flew off the shelf. Jordan Brand and Nike, them know what sells, you know, but they know they can't really, they don't want to milk it and make us get tired of it too quickly either. You know what I mean? So I will say, though, the energy is not there. And let's not even get started on Drake's sneakers, you know what I'm saying, with Nike. Because those haven't really hit the same since, like, what, 2015? And that was barely a hit then, if we're going to keep it real. I see Slayer in the building says, what's up, Sneaker Familia, which is family in Spanish, 100. What up, Slayer? What up? Y'all smash that like button as y'all come in and out, man. So pretty much, I think I'm going to start with, let's go real quick. We'll start with Foot Locker, then we'll go to Nike, and then we'll close out with Adidas. If that's cool with you guys, we'll keep the party going on that one. Devon Photo says, not gonna lie, I heard a YouTuber did say those Jumpman Jacks should be $150 shoe. I mean, to be honest, they shouldn't be like up there. You know what I mean? Just to keep it real. He says, I do agree with that assessment. I agree too. Like, it's a decent shoe, but 200, that is, you know, that's a stretch for that shoe. Travis, I feel like, with the collab, maybe that's a $200 shoe or $180 shoe or what have you. But when it comes to, you know, his shoe by itself, I feel like he ain't there yet, you know. Maybe coming out the gate, they could have tried that. But once they saw the wave on that, they should have knew what they had to do then. But then again, you know how Nike them is. When they set a price, they don't really want to change it too much. They like to go up, not down. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to admit, like, or don't want to come across like they're wrong, you know? Devon says $200 for a shoe that has no advanced technology. This is true. No advanced tech. This is true. I mean, it's a lot of things they could do. I think the shoe just, I don't know. It's for, in my opinion, and I'm not judging the diehard Travis Scott fans. Y'all know me. Like, maybe Dunks, if he was on the live, so salutes to Dunks, he would probably have a different answer, like, yo, these really do hit, you know, because he's a diehard Travis fan. Me, I listened to Travis album like one time, and I'm talking like throughout the week, and by the end of the week, next week, I'm over it. You know what I mean? And that's just talking music-wise, but even in sneakers, like, I have Travis Scott's, but even I don't be rocking them that crazy like that. Now, there was a guy that used to work with me where I work at. He rocked this shit like every week, bro. But he was also a hype beast too. And then me and the OG was saying like, he cool and he is super cool. We don't got nothing against him. But He's a hype beast. And the sad part, he'll tell you, hype. And let me tell you something about hype beast real quick before we get on this start with this Foot Locker store situation. Telling a hype beast they're a hype beast, just like telling them something they're like they already know. Like if you pull up and you see a person and you can tell they're a hype beast, they'll be like, yo, you a hype beast, yo, you not a real sneakerhead. They'll be like, all right, you know, it doesn't offend them is what I'm trying to get at. So to be honest, long as they accept it, there's nothing we could really do as like people who are really into sneakers, dog. So I don't, you know, I'm not saying I embrace the hype beast culture. I just say that it can be annoying, right? Some of them, not all. Like the guy we work with, he wasn't annoying with it. You know what I'm saying? He just rocked this stuff and pretty much showed us all the heat he was copping. But I mean, he wasn't like super like crazy with it too. But he got out there. You know what I mean? I'll leave it right there. So let's start with this Foot Locker situation, and then we will transition on to Nike's story, and then we'll close out with Adidas. So let me share my screen here. Give me like 2 seconds, and boom, you guys should be seeing my screen right here. Foot Locker opened 9 new stores and closes 56 doors in Q1. So there you have it. You know, I'm not making this stuff up at all. Let's see. Long Beach Joe Jess says, yeah, being called a hype beast doesn't hurt people like it was back in the day. Oh, heck no. Back in the day, you know, people like, I'm not a, you know what I mean? We like, no, you know, but now they're like, yeah, I am. You know what I mean? Because that's where I feel like that whole brick mentality came from. If the shoe doesn't move or go crazy, they think it's a brick. You know, point blank, period. I don't agree with it, but I mean, it is what it is. We can agree to disagree. But it says the sneaker retailer said soft traffic trends hurt Q1 results and that it will continue to work on key strategies pending its acquisition by Dick's Sporting Goods. See, there you go right there. So pretty much they probably already had this in the works. And once Dick's saw that, pause, they probably jumped on it like a rocket. Pause. That does not sound right. But again, I didn't name the store Dick's Sporting Goods, but I mean pause. And I did say pause before y'all start going in on the kid. But where we at real quick, let me get to this article. It says, with Foot Locker Incorporated announcing a preliminary first quarter results on May 15th, the official tally on earnings Thursday was no surprise. The sneaker retailer said at the time that it inked a deal to be acquired by Dick's Sporting Goods for $2.4 billion or $24 a share. The deal is expected to close later this year, and some on Wall Street concluded the combined entirety with will be a good for vendor base. Dick's reported first pause. First quarter results on Wednesday is the CEO Lauren Herbert said Nike is among the vendors that continues to perform really, really well for us. Says we are continuing to execute lace-up plan strategies as we look forward to a successful completion of our transition with Dick's Sporting Goods. Foot Locker and CEO Marion Dillon said in a statement, she noted that softer traffic trends globally impacted the quarter's results as we have executed these and other incentives to further advance our strategy. Our team have also remained nimble to navigate to the uncertain economic environment, including managing or promotional levels in inventories and expenses and remaining disciplined with our cash flow, she said. So they've been tight with the budget is what she's trying to get at, right? I see Slayer says major part. Look, I didn't name the store, but that is what it is. I did say pause. No, says Polo, Long Beach, Devon, and Slayer, salute. What up, no hype. Let's get through the rest of the article real quick. Says, what's new in earnings reports is the company opened 9 new stores and closed 56 locations, including stores in South Korea, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Greece, and Romania. It's also remodeled or relocated 11 doors and refreshed 69 locations to its updated store design. At the end of the quarter, Foot Locker operated 2,363 stores across 20 countries in North America, Europe, Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. It also has 236 licensed stores operating in the Middle East. Europe, and Asia. The retailer said that the licensed operations include the Greece and Romania business that was sold to its licensed partner in April of 2025. For the first quarter and May 3rd, the net loss was $363 million or $3.81 cents a diluted share versus net income of $8 million or 9 cents in the year ago period. On an adjusted basis, the loss was 7 cents a share. Total revenue fell 4.5% to $1.79 billion from $1.88 billion. A total revenue included 4.6% discipline in sales to $1.79 billion from $1.87 billion. Right? Okay. Says the company said the comparable sales fell by 2.6%. Business segments comparable sales in North American region slipped by 0.5% and was down 8.5% as its international businesses led by softness in Foot Locker Europe. Says also the impact results was decline in gross margins by 40 basis points versus a year ago levels, with merchandise margins down by 10 basis points. Because of the pending acquisition, the retailer's management did not hold a conference call to discuss earning results because, I mean, let's just keep it 100. They're basically probably didn't hold it because they were like, well, this is probably much going to become Dick's problem now, right? Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've held it up. We're going to hold up our part of the bargain and keep it there, right? Okay. So pretty much Foot Locker them is saying like, it is what it is at this point. We're going to do what we're going to do. And now that Dick's has acquired us, it's going to be up to them to make the new incentives and the innovation and make the store great again, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? They've remodeled stores. They revamped some stores. But, you know, at the end of the day, is that enough to make people want to shop there? I mean, to be honest, it's not just Foot Locker having the issue. All the stores, including Nike, are having this, right? Okay, which is why we're about to transition to the Nike chief innovation pretty much exits the company, you know? We're about to transition on to that one, trying to make a nice transition flow to this joint. Let me touch the chat real quick. Let's see. Slash says, they really got to rename the store, to be honest. I don't think that's going to happen, dog. I mean, it's been called Dick's Sporting Goods for a while, and if you pull up some of their I think they do that because they know it's an attention grabber. No pun intended here, pause, right? But if you think about it, if you see them in a plaza or something like that, and you see their street signs, it just says Dick's, pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? I'm going to pull up an image to see what I'm talking, show y'all what I'm talking about, man. I'm not even making this up. In fact, the infamous one that I can find before, let me see if I can Google it, where the store was like, it had Five Guys and then Dick's sign right underneath it. So it was like Five Guys Dick's. Pause. I'm not making this up. I got to find this. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this joint real quick. Hold on. Let's see. Let me see. Boom. Let's see. Because this is one of those, like, I think they may have changed it right now because they knew it didn't look right. But I got to find this joint real quick. It's going to bother me if I don't find this joint because it's an image of the stores like this, right? And it's just very, very, here we go right here. Actually, I found it, and this is where they changed the joint. Hold on real quick. Let me make sure I'm on the right one because, like, yo, it's crazy. This is funny, but they did change this joint. And hold on. Let me put it right here. Hold on. I'm going to find the right one because it's, here we go right here. Boom. Let me share my screen. Give me like 2 seconds. Boom. So this is one, if you guys look to the right of my screen here, where I think they've changed it, but in like this Willow Lawn Plaza, if you see this, it has five, they've changed it, but at one point, it had Five Guys and then it had Dick's right underneath it. So think about this if you pull up Five Guys Dick's. You know, I'm not making this up. They took it down, but it was a thing. Like, they got to be careful where they even got to put the sign. So I can see where they should probably, you would think, change the name. But, I mean, I'll say this. They have to be careful where they put the damn sign, too, dog, if we're going to be real about it. But look at that. Five Guys Dick's. I told you I wasn't making this joint up. It's not there anymore, though. But you know what I'm saying? It was like that at one point. I don't know if they did it on purpose or it was just a coincidence. But, again, not necessarily a good look. And I know what you're saying. Like, some people should get their mind out of the gutter, but you cannot unsee it now that you see it. You know what I mean? Let me touch the chat real quick. Long Beach says, hey, yo, pause. I pause, bro. I pause. And besides, I didn't name the store. To be fair, I didn't name the store, dog. I didn't name it. I'm just reading it. Pause, though. Let's see. No Hype got a good laugh. Slayer says, it's an attention grabber for sure. No pun intended, dog. It's weird. Like, think about it. I don't know if it's just our minds are in the gutter, but I mean, it just doesn't sound right. You know what I mean? And I'm just talking at a normal pace. Where we at real quick? Long Beach says, it's going to bother you if you don't find the joint. Hey, yo, pause. Hey, again, it's just, look, I found it. I can't help what it sounds like, though. No Hype says, it was at first, but now I don't even notice it or think about it that. I mean, we don't really think about it, but at the same time, it's one of those names where it's never just a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody calls you the D word, it usually doesn't mean in a good way. And believe it or not, Dick is like a nickname for Richard, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like, it's kind of one of those, like, remember it was like Dick Tracy was a cartoon character. Remember, like, it's a lot of stuff that actually used to use the name Dick with no problem. Pause, though. Major pause on all of this, but I'm just saying, it actually used to be not a big deal. And it's still not, apparently, but, yeah, the name is not necessarily the best. I'll leave it at that. But let's transition on to the next topic real quick. Where we at real quick? No Hype says, my girl calls me a dick all the time. Again, as I said, it's not necessarily a positive thing if you really think about it. But I mean, it is what it is. Let's transition. Says John Hoke, Nike's chief innovation officer, to exit the company. Where we at real quick? It says after 33 years. This is crazy. So this is standing. So after the 33-year veteran of the sports giant will remain through October, and the company is seeking a successor. So pretty much, they're making cuts over here at Nike too. They're just doing them. I guess they not necessarily secretive, because I mean, it seems like I've been able to cover most of them, but I mean, they're not like one of those. It's kind of one of those, if you know, you know. I don't feel like it hits like mainstream media. You know what I mean? It says another longtime Nike executive will be exiting the company. John Hoke, the company's chief innovation officer. There's that word that we always hear synonymously with sneakers nowadays, and probably for like the last 2 to 3 years now, we hear the word innovation. You know what I'm saying? But he was the innovation officer, and a 30-year Nike veteran will be retiring. Slayer says, glad we spoke about dicks. Pause. See? It's kind of funny, though. You know what I mean? It says the handwriting was on the wall. However, Hoke's departure follows a move made earlier this month promoting Phil McCartney to chief innovation, says design and product officer. At the same time, Heidi O'Neill, president of the consumer product and brand, who had been with the company for 26 years, also revealed her retirement. Amy Montong, a 20-year Nike vet employee, will be promoted to president of the Nike brand. So looks like they're making some changes. Long Beach said, hey, yo, pause. Hey, man, you know how I get? Pause, though. No Hype says, if I gotta hear pause one more time. Hey, I will say this, and I'm not taking shots at you, Long Beach, but in general, the word pause has become a little too overly used, but and I'm guilty of it too. I'll say it probably more than anybody, but I think the person who overly used the word pause more than anybody, it's a run between Cameron, the rapper, or who else? Dame Dash. Those guys use it like no tomorrow. Let's see. No Hype says, played the F out. Some people overly do it. I'll say Cameron and them kind of like overly did it. You know what I mean? But it has run its course, but it's still effective too. You know what I mean? I still use it too, man. I can't help it. Cause I mean, we graduated a lot. If you think about it, we say pause now, but y'all remember whenever we used to be like, no homo, no homo. No homo. You know what I mean? And I'm not taking shots at the people that are homo, but that used to be a thing. Like, hey, no homo, dog. You know what I'm saying? No homo. You know what I mean? Like, and we overly use that one. So I feel like pause got like it's going to be around until we find another filler word. You know what I mean? And I will say this: people tried to pull the no Diddy, but I think the reason the no Diddy stuff didn't stick or last long, pause, because it's still an ongoing trial, and if you've been keeping up with it like I have, it's been pretty, not pretty, Let's see. Back to the article real quick. It says the moves are a part of the new Nike Chief Executive Officer Elliot Hill's Win Now action plan, first unrevealed last December in the company's third quarter earnings call in March. Hill, who was lured out of retirement to rejoin the company in the post of October, was vocal about how Nike needs to be more innovative and also reduce the amount of product available in the market. So this limiting release product was a part of their plan. And one of the noticeable ones we can really think of, but I hope they do bring them back. We've been hearing rumors, and I hope that is true, is that we get the Air Jordan 1 Bread 85s come back. Because that one, I'm all for limitedly, but we can still make it where each store just gets a limited amount of pairs. But rumors is only 23 stores got, pairs. And to be honest, I hadn't even seen those floating around on the resale market like that. And I think that people aren't going to go crazy on the resale market for this shoe when they know if you got an 85 cut Jordan 1, one thing we can all agree on, if you're going to wear it, you got to break it in. It's not comfortable coming out the gate. You know what I mean? Where we at? Slayer says, I seen some Jordan sitting on sneakers. Dog, y'all saw when I was in DTLR yesterday? Yo, a lot of stuff was shitting, dog. The Jordan 1 UNC Reimagines was still there. You name it. Like, only thing that really wasn't sitting is like the shoes that were really, really tough to cop. But all the other shoes, I feel like if you put in the legwork right now, you can find them, with the exception of a few. I remember picking up at least 5 to 6, maybe even 7 pairs of shoes where I'm like, yo, 2 years ago, these shoes would have been a problem. But now I guess everybody's being more selective. And keep in mind, the economy is just not pretty right now. You know what I mean? We're going to keep it real. No Hype says, yeah, now everyone's soft, so you almost can't say it now. This is true. I mean, it's a lot of stuff too, man, that goes into that. I think once that case runs its course, we'll know where to go from there, because right now we got a whole nother month of the Diddy trial, to be honest. I don't know how it's going to go, but me and the good fellas was chopping it up about that too last night, and very interesting. You know what I mean? Let me get back to the article real quick. It says, where we at? He says, where we at? Available in the market. It says, during the call, he said Nike new priorities will be centered around 5 fields of play: running, basketball, football, training, and sportswear. 3 countries in the U.S., China, and the UK, and 5 cities: New York, Los Angeles, London, Beijing, and Shanghai. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. If not, my bad. It says, No Hype says, I'm loving that shoes are sitting. Me too, man. To be honest, I don't mind them, because to be honest, what if you don't got it right now and you got to wait till next week? You know what I'm saying? Not counting nobody's pockets, but sometimes it is nice to, like, right now, I'll use myself for an example. Cool, we got anybody, right? You have either, unless you own your place, you got mortgage or rent due right around the corner, which is what, tomorrow, then you, whatever bills you got on top of that. And some of us do get paid next week or after that. Maybe it'd be more available financially, makes sense for us to go get them then, because you don't want to get in no major crazy debt over some sneakers, just to keep it real. And I love sneakers just as well as the next person. But at the same time, y'all see my drip or skip videos, you can quote me. There's a lot more skipping than dripping over there. You can quote me, right? I get my hits, you know what I'm saying, but I don't go crazy. I think I've done a good job of just trying to keep it at best. And this is just for me. Honestly, I want to say I keep it between, if it's 12 months in a year. At best, I buy maybe 15 sneakers tops. And to be honest, I really have been narrowing it down to trying to just keep it to like 12. You know what I mean? To be honest, like maybe a sneaker a month and call it a day at best. I know I'm going to hit the double digits, and all the time, each year, I'll be like, I'm not going to hit double digits this year. I'm going to be very selective, but I always end up hitting double digits somehow, some way. Let's see. No Hype says exactly. Slayer says, where are those shattered backboards though? Their rumors is they're supposed to be coming out this year. I don't know, but when, and I'll probably find out when I do the upcoming sneaker releases. I'm going to drop that tomorrow. It says, While the work is going on internally, the company revealed last week that it plans to return to Amazon after a 6-year hiatus and raise prices from $2 to $10 on apparel and $5 on footwear in response to the tariffs. Let's see. The return of Amazon is a sharp contrast to former CEO John Donahoe's strategy to cut wholesale distribution and focus on its own stores and digital channels. In addition to Amazon, Nike is returning to DSW, which I've seen that. We got one of those in the areas. Macy's, Foot Locker, Urban Outfitters, Zappos, Belt, and others. Like, yo, they're not playing. Like, they want to be limited, but they're going to make their stuff readily available where, hey, you know, for the people who don't necessarily pull up the Foot Locker, for the people who do still shop at Belt. Ironically, in my area where I grew up from, we had a Belt, and my last like polo shirt pickup, Ralph Lauren shirt, I got it from Belt. So they got the stuff in there for people like me where, you know, that could be a win-win if I need to go pull up some, and then they got the sneakers there. You know, you can get your fit together. You know what I mean? No Hype says, I got myself till 12 from 30. I feel you. I mean, it can be so quickly, though. Slayer says, where that one, Long Beach says, Shattered backboards are supposedly coming out August 23rd. Again, I take all, and I'm not coming at you, Long Beach. I'm coming just in general. When we see this stuff, because I see it too, I take it all with a grain of salt until we get there. You know what I'm saying? Even when I do my upcoming sneaker releases, that's why I say, like, take it with a grain of salt, because this stuff could be subject to change, what have you. This is people who, you know, could just be making their best educated guess as well. I look at it like the weatherman, you know. As Hill said in December, wholesale provides a very strong footprint, both physical as well as digital. These major moves are answer to criticism that Nike had lost its edge as the competitors such as Hoka and On made inroads, particularly in the footwear space. While the company is making some progress, there is still a lot of work to do. Net income in the third quarter was $794 million, down 32% from $1.2 billion in the year ago period. Diluted earnings per share were 54 cents, a decrease of 30% from 77 cents at the same time last year. Net sales in the period were $11.3 billion, down 9% from $12.4 billion on a reported basis compared to the prior year. The company also projected at the time to expect a steeper than expected drop in the fourth quarter sales. A Nike spokesperson confirmed Hoke's retirement Thursday, but declined further comments. So they know that the guy retired, but they didn't go any further into detail. And to be honest, that's kind of the best way to do. Whenever you get an interview, you don't necessarily have to answer the question, but you don't have to be rude about it either. You know what I mean? Where we at real quick, Long Beach says, yeah, it could absolutely get pushed back. Let's see, we got Kev the Great in the building says, raising prices even $3 on already overpriced sneakers with terrible quality control and mid-grade materials is unacceptable. And No Hype's pointing that part. You know what I'm saying? True. But I mean, do we blame Nike or do we blame the tariffs? You know, this new administration and what the fuck has got going on too. Not cussing at you, but just in general. It's a mixture of a little bit of everything though. You know what I mean? Hoke grew up playing sports and running across country where he noticed that all the races wore Nike waffle trainers. He went home and sketched those sneakers. Hoke had a dyslexia, so he used drawing as a way to navigate the world and began to envision how they could be better. He came up with the idea of adding cushioning to the shoe, a sketch he sent to Nike co-founder and former CEO Phil Knight. Knight responded saying it was an intriguing idea and Hoke should consider joining Nike when he got older. After getting a degree in architecture, Hoke did just that. He joined Nike in 1992. Initially, he worked on the image and brand design at trade shows, global exhibits, and the Nike stores, and he also created the first website as well as the physical and digital catalogs. So, is he the guy that created the sneakers app? And again, let's clarify this. Sneakers app, I'm not mad at if he designed it, that's okay. But as far as like the bots and the technology behind it, that may not be him. Because some tells me it was a collaborative effort, right? Among his roles at Nike, with 8 years as vice president of footwear and design, 2 years in Converse, and 15 years at Nike's chief design officer, he was elevated to chief innovation officer in 2023. Hulk will remain with Nike until October to complete some projects, and the company's plans to announce a successor for the chief innovation role, according to the internal memo obtained by Bloomberg. So let's transition on to Adidas real quick, and then we'll pretty much go and get up out of this thing for tonight. Last 10 minutes of the live. Kev the Great says, no, it's not Nike with the corporate greed using tariffs as an excuse to dig in our pockets. That it's a mixture of all that too. I mean, Nike, them, you got to keep in mind though, homie, that and it's not our fault or their fault, but they obviously got a big team. And what that means too, if they would have just bit the bullet and kept getting the shoes and not raised the prices, they was gonna have to feel it somewhere. And I see what you're saying where they got it, so it would have been okay. But at the same time, it's somebody at the top, if I had to guess, allegedly, that they didn't want to come out of their pockets and make it where we already coming out enough. You know, definitely we can use the word greed across the board. You know, I can, you know, I can say that, even though it doesn't sound good. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's somebody, you know. And again, Nike and all the shoe stores, it's not just Nike raising the prices too. Adidas said they were going to do it, speaking of that. But transition on to Adidas, says Adidas Cyberattack targeted customers' personal information, credit card data marked safe from breach. So I didn't even know they had this, but this was May 27th, or I would have did this one on Wednesday. It says Adidas said the cyber attack focused on personal information and did not involve any financial data. Says Adidas is the latest retailer to fall victim to a cyber attack. The German sportswear brand said on Friday that the unauthorized external party obtained certain customer data through third-party consumer service provider. The company said its website initially took steps to contain the incident. It also launched a comprehensive probe on the matter and is still collaborating with lead information security experts. So that's the cybersecurity people. Ironically, I have my master's in cybersecurity, so I probably should be able to break this down a little bit better. But if not, we'll see how it is because, you know, I dabble in the field, but that is what is my master's in. Where we at real quick. Adidas emphasized that the effective data does not contain passwords, credit cards, or any other payment-related information. The excess information was centered to contact information of customers who had contacted the brand's customer service help desk in the past. The company said it in the process of notifying potential impacted customers, as well as an appropriate data protection and law enforcement authorities. So this is my thing. They didn't get, from what I get from, they didn't get people's like personal information as far as like their credit card data and this and what have you, but they probably got them as something like maybe their phone numbers, and now you're probably going to get like some random text messages and probably some random calls that you don't really have to necessarily answer, but those people can be tricky. Because I've picked up those, I don't pick up the phone anymore, but if you've ever picked up a number you don't have saved and you don't even ever heard of this shit, and then the person sometimes they'll just be like, yo, we have an offer for you, this, that, and the third. Or they'll be like, hey, yeah, let me get your social security number. And I'm like, who the hell are you? Yeah, let me get your social security number. To be honest, I wouldn't go back and forth. If you don't recognize the person within like the first like 5 seconds, you should probably hang up the fucking phone. But it's easier said than done because some of them can be tricky. I heard a story where a person that I work with where they said that they almost got that person's dad. And they were about to go withdraw almost $7,000 to take care of some shit until finally they like, it's like, honestly, once it got, like, while he was en route, they said it just came to him like, what the fuck? No. You know what I mean? Like, it was pretty simple. And then if you ever get those random text messages like, hey, this is Kelly, so-and-so, how are you? I'm like, I don't know no motherfucking Kelly. I don't even respond, dog. So, yeah, they can get your data that way. Or if you notice sometimes whenever you, like, say certain things out loud, which this is what that Apple lawsuit is for, too, which is supposed to be stopped now because there's been a pretty much lawsuit against Apple and they've settled out of court, and I think they're gonna be like divvying out a little bit of money if you've been affected, right? Okay, but there was like a actual lawsuit going on where, you know, I guess you could say Siri and stuff like that. You know, when you get on your phone or you say certain things out loud or you say certain things on the phone, and then when you hang up and then you open up an app and then you see the advertisement, You know what I mean? That's kind of like, all right, cool. That's a little bit much, you know? Lone B says, Masters in Cybersecurity, Polo getting money. Hey, nah, man. I'm paying bills, man. That's all I'm doing, man. But yeah, I do have my master's in cybersecurity. Divine Photo says a lot of creative scammers. Most definitely, most definitely. The scammers are finding ways to make ish look real. They most definitely are. Kev the Great says, unless you are the one calling these places, never ever give any personal information over the phone to anyone or click on any link sent in a phone. Most definitely. Those links that send in a text message, do not click on them joints at all. Especially like if you know, like if you're not anticipating the order, this, that, and the third, then don't click on it. And even if you are, go to your original order number. Don't go through the link on your phone unless you could just tell it's through them. But 9 times out of 10, they usually don't send that stuff through a text message. You know what I'm saying? From what I've seen, you know what I mean? It says Adidas emphasized that the affected data does not contain password, credit cards, or any other payment-related information. The access information was centered on contact information of customers who had contacted the brand service help desk. We read that part already, so let me scroll up, and then we'll get through the rest of this article, and then we'll talk upcoming sneaker releases. It says, we remain fully committed to protecting the privacy and security of our customers or consumers and sincerely regret any inconvenience or concern caused by this incident, the company said in a statement. Adidas did not indicate the number of consumers who were potentially exposed to the cyber attack because it probably is not pretty. And it's probably a little bit of everybody. Data breaches have been around for years. The largest were the Yahoo data breaches in 2013 and 2014, involving more than 3 billion user accounts. In 2013, American mass discounter Targeted Corp suffered a breach that compromised 40 million credit cards and debit records and 70 million customer records when the hackers gained access to the point-of-sale systems of one of the retailer vendors during the holiday season. It was a costly one for the discounter to determine the total cost of the breaches was $202 million, including the $18.5 million in paid and multi-state settlement and lost sales, as were customers in the aftermath elected to shop elsewhere. So pretty much people went to shop elsewhere. Pretty much it was probably like one of those class action lawsuits, and that's what that was with Apple. It was a class action lawsuit, and I think Apple didn't kind of own up to it, but it's kind of one of those, it probably was cheaper to settle than kind of proving it wasn't them type of thing. So if I'm not mistaken, if it's still up, you can check your email and see if you got one where you can sign up for the class action lawsuit, and they should send you some moolah. I think the best you can get is maybe it's $20 per 5 devices. But how class action lawsuits, to the best of my knowledge, the more people that sign up and get elected for the class action lawsuit, the less you get. You know what I mean? That's just how the game goes. It says a cyber attack in 2023 involving personal identifiable information. That's PII is how we say it at my job, abbreviated, of the customers impacted 35 million customers of apparel giant VA Corp. That's pretty much where Supreme and them was at one point. So, I mean, if you think about it, VA Corp, we talked about them on Wednesday. It hasn't been going great for them either. You know what I mean? At the same time, 10 million JD Sports customers had the information stolen, which included the last 4 digits of their credit cards and were used for payment. So keep in mind that what this article is breaking down, it could happen to any of these major companies, right? I see you, Manny. Europe. What up, Manny? Earlier this month, Harrods, Marks and Spencer, and Co-Corp Group in the UK had seen attacks targeting their online operations. Harrods took proactive steps to keep the contained system safe, including restricting internet access at its sites. We are really sorry for we're not been able to offer you the service you expected from M&S over the last week. We are working day and night to manage current cyber incidents and to get things back to the normal for the quickly as possible, said Stuart McCann, and Marks and Spencer Chief Executive Officer, adding that the stores were opening heading into the bank holiday weekend of May 5th. So again, this has happened across the board to a lot of companies, man. And I'm going to finish up this last little part of the article real quick. It says, also in May, Dior confirmed it was impacted by a data breach. Like, to be honest, You can probably type in cyber attack and enter probably almost any damn company and it's been affected. Like one of the places where I got my car from a long time ago, but I got to go back for maintenance from time and time again. Actually, ironically, one of the homies that worked there, they had to do their sales kind of more manually. Like I want to say sometime last year because they were under cyber attack. We seen the gas company get under cyber attack, and you would think like, why don't they have better their stuff locked up in more secure methods? It's because they don't want to pay people like me and like us what we're worth, and then so when we go get it somewhere else, and then they get hacked and what have you, you're gonna have to pay it in the long run anyway. Because usually what's end up happening, especially if they do what they call pretty much a ransomware attack. For the people who don't know what that is, where they lock your shit down and hold it down for ransom. Meaning, hey, we're gonna lock your shit down, and if you want it back, we want this. You'd be surprised how many people pay it. Because even if you get a cyber security guy in there, you're gonna have to pay him or he just as much to get your shit back anyway. So what usually happens, you end up getting both. And they learn from this. No Hype says, Manny, salute. Where we at real quick? Let me close out this joint. We're coming up on the hour mark, and we'll talk upcoming sneaker releases. It says Dior confirmed an impacted data breach involving its Chinese customer base. The LVMH Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton owned brand discovered that on May 7th, and on the authorized external individual had stolen certain customer data, but not by any financial information such as bank account or payment credit cards. The teams at Dior, supported by leading the cybersecurity experts, continue to investigate and respond to the incident, wrote a Dior spokesman in the email. It says a report on Now B4 in March said there is a 56% spike in retail cyber attacks driven by phishing and AI, which is basically, that means like what we were just talking about, those text messages where you say like, hey, click here, this, that, and the third. You get that a lot in email too, and we have to go through cybersecurity training every year, right, at my job, just to make sure people are still aware so they don't get out of sight and out of mind. So we have to renew a certain certification every single year too. That's the thing with being in the IT world. You can have your degree, but the certifications go a long way as well. The certifications are just as important because it shows that you're more current and up to date, as much as you can be. But one thing about that, you could have what they call a 0-day attack, which meaning this is what this usually comes down to, right? Where it's an attack unexpectedly, you don't know, and you wasn't prepared for it. You know what I mean? That's a 0-day attack. Like it's random and it's right now. You know what I mean? No Hype says, and facts, I got a fake JD Sports email last week that looked hella real. Exactly. That's what they want. They wanted to look. They want to get people like you and I. You know what I mean? Especially the older. And I'm not picking on anybody too, not you, but just like I would say, like my dad and stuff like that. I really have a conversation with him. Like, look, if it seems somebody normal, don't click on the shit. And he usually won't, and he'll call me. Or he'll say, like, I just ignore it. I know what the fuck it was. You know what I'm saying? I've been keeping him up to date on that shit too. It says, this puts retail in the top 5 industries targeted by cyber criminals. The report said it's noted that the average cost of the single retail data breach reaches a $3.48 million in 2024, representing an 18% increase from 2023. Says the greatest threat now involves credential harvesting, where personnel information is stolen. The report said credentials harvesting is now the predominant threat, accounting for 38% of all criminalized data in 2023, while payment card data theft fell to 25%. Stolen credentials are preferred because they provide immediate access to personal accounts, bypassing security measures. Retailers typically keep a record of their customers' past purchasing information and tracking data on where packages are sent. So, you know what the saying is, we've been saying too, can you beat the final boss? You know what I mean? Just fun for facts for that one. Where we at real quick? Kev the Great says, these scammers are getting creative now. They are even using AI to sound different and even sound like a relative. Looks like we just got a new subscriber. Townsend Ross just subscribed. Appreciate that, homie. And yeah, Kev the Great, you're right. That thing too, if you talk on the phone a little too long, they could be recording you, which technically is illegal. They're not supposed to do that. That's why it is a crime. But again, even if something is illegal, does it really stop the average criminal or person who's got a criminal mindset? They don't care. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, they can do that. It does get pretty wild. Like, I don't really like to talk on the phone that much anyway. You know what I mean? But I'd like to just keep it simple with family. You know what I mean? And let's see, No Hype says that's wild. I mean, yeah, it is. It definitely is, man. But let's talk upcoming sneaker releases and wrap this thing up here for like the last 5 minutes. I've been on this joint for like an hour and 4 minutes, man. Appreciate y'all for being active in the chat. Really means a lot. This actually was a smooth and good one. So let's start right here. I seen this one from Divine earlier, and I think this is dope. He actually posted this in the Sold Out Discord. Looks like they have an off-white Air Force One Sesame joints. These joints is fire. Now, I'm not sure when these are supposed to drop, but I actually like these right here. And I got another of the shoe right here. Now, let's see, does it have it? It says fall 2025 is when these are anticipated to drop. But I will say this, that shoe looks nice. It's a different color, it's different, and I feel like fall would be the best time to drop this for sure. Just like it says, fall of 2025. This is a fall shoe. Kev the Great says, wow, pause, my bad. But yeah, yeah, these joints is clean, and y'all know me, I'm a major sucker for an Air Force One. So at the end of the day, I think these are dope, and yeah, for $150 retail, that's not bad, but I know these are not going to necessarily be one of your easy cop sneakers. It's kind of one of those you kind of can pretty much, you know, you can anticipate it being up there on the resale market. Probably not super crazy, but I see on the resale market probably being like a $400 to $500 sneaker, probably even $600, hell, you know. Where we at? Devon says the game has started. Okay, cool. We about to get on that one. That's why I'm about to hop off the live here real quick. Get ready to wrap things up. Appreciate that, Devon, because you know I've been trying to keep up with that. Says you right about the off-white Air Force Ones. The leather ain't good. It's not. The quality's not there. One wear, you're gonna be able to tell it. I don't care, no matter how you slice it and dice it. I got shoe trees in my all-black joints because those show a little bit harder than the all-white ones. But yeah, and to be honest, I probably should buy some more shoe trees for every last one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like where it's got the shoe always like, you know, staying, you know, straight. And I had to choose my words carefully because I see that y'all going in on the kid with the pauses. And yeah, that could have went left too. And let's see what else we got real quick up right here. We got the Ferrari 14s is supposed to be coming back as well. Again, 14s are comfortable. I don't know if I want to get an all suede 14 though, but I don't hate these. As I'm a sucker for all red. I don't hate them, but I don't know if I'm going to go for them. I guess they're supposed to return in June, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see how that goes. I've seen some people say these are going to go for the hood, but we'll see. And then I think I got one more up here. Looks like we got the Yankee-inspired, like Boston Red Sox joints, Nike Dunks. I don't hate these, but I don't know if these will move like that. You know what I mean? Kev the Great's getting a good laugh. That's what's up. But let me put myself back on the main screen, wrap things up here for the night. Been on this joint for like an hour and 7 minutes, man. Let's wrap this thing up because I do want to watch the game. And yeah, I definitely got some more work to do as well because as y'all can see, man, I'm coming with a lot of content. So the kid has been active, right? Okay. Devon says the dunk lows don't move anymore. Not like they used to. Not like they used to. But let's wrap things up here for the night, man. I've been on this joint for an hour. Y'all definitely smash that like button, sub up to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't done so already, of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional trial hauls, and y'all know I'll be back live again on Music Monday. More content on the way as always, man. I got another unboxing slash review slash on feet. I'm going to do my very best to try to get it dropped tomorrow and then more content on the way as well. So I'm about to be in the stew cooking tomorrow pretty much. So y'all bear with the kid. But other than that, I'll see you guys again on Monday with another Music Monday. Definitely smash the like button and sub up and sign up for that Sold Out Discord if you haven't done so already. It is free to sign up. Well, of course, we continue the sneaker talk. Got a food section, a sports section. I'm about to put this game on. And yeah, man, we're officially out this thing, man. Peace.
December, where my heart can remember. Tell me me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Open my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember.